everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into epic storytelling, medieval politics, and some real life historical comparisons, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into season 1, episode 1 of Game of Thrones, the episode that launched a global phenomenon. Let's talk Westeros, power struggles, and how this fantasy world echoes real kingdoms from our own past, from the Anglo Saxons to the Moors of Iberia.
Episode 1, Winter is Coming, opens with a chilling scene beyond the wall. The White Walkers are introduced, instantly setting a tone of mystery and terror. But then we shift to Winterfell, the heart of the House Stark, stoic, honorable, cold, both literally and emotionally.
Ned Stark is our first clear protagonist. He's Warden of the North, living by a strict moral code that, spoiler alert, doesn't mesh well with politics. Think of Ned as a blend between a Germanic tribal leader and a Romanized Celtic chieftain, rooted in honor, strength, and family lineage. Meanwhile, we meet the Lannisters, blonde, rich, and powerful. Cersei and Jaime immediately give off a different vibe: regal, manipulative, and incestuous, literally. The Lannisters are what you might get if you blended the ambition of the Borgias with the martial dominance of early Frankish nobility. And then there's the wall, 700 feet of ice, manned by the Night's Watch. These black clad defenders resemble historical border sentries, like the Roman legionnaires stationed at Hadrian's Wall, the boundary between Roman Britain and the wild tribes of the north. Now let's talk politics. Westeros isn't just inspired by medieval England, it's a patchwork of old European and Mediterranean powers. Let's break that down. Clear Anglo Saxon influences. Their focus on land, loyalty, and a deep connection to nature mirrors the early English lords. Think of the time before the Norman conquest. It's also worth noting the Stark motto, "Winter is coming," could be symbolic of the ever looming threat of Norse invaders or harsh winters in the northern British Isles. The Lannisters, hailing from Casterly Rock, represent wealth and strategic politics, much like the Merovingians or even the Renaissance Italians such as the Medici family. Gold flows through their family history and they know how to use it. Though not central in this episode, Daenerys and Viserys Targaryen are introduced in exile. They're reminiscent of royal families forced from power, like the last of the Moors after the Reconquista, or even the Byzantine emperors exiled by Latin invaders.
And then there's King Robert Baratheon. He's like a cross between a Viking warlord who stumbled into a throne and Charlemagne in his twilight years. He won a rebellion, took the crown, and now he's bored, drunk, and watching his kingdom rot from the inside.
What really made this first episode stand out to me personally was the authenticity, not just with the characters, but the setting, the customs, the power dynamics. Watching this made me almost feel like I was reading the 48 Laws of Power, but in a TV form. Take the opening execution. Ned beheads a deserter from the Night's Watch in front of his sons, a tradition grounded in many early Germanic and Anglo-Saxon traditions where the lords carried out justice personally. They were the judge, jury, and executioner. Jon Snow's status as a bastard also mirrors medieval European attitudes, particularly among Norman lords, where illegitimate children might be raised with nobility but denied lands or titles. The disdain Caitlin shows Jon would have been typical in a household trying to preserve pure bloodlines. Viserys marrying Daenerys to Khal Drogo was a textbook political alliance, reminiscent of how the Moors or even the Ottoman rulers treated marriage as a transaction for power, land, or military support. And Daenerys, she's a pawn for now. All in all, episode 1 doesn't just introduce characters, it lays the chessboard. Power is the game, and everyone is already making their moves. From the north to Essos, alliances and secrets are brewing. The final moments of the episode, Brian's fall and Daenerys' wedding, they're shocking, symbolic, and perfectly set up the dual threats of internal betrayal and external conquest. What's brilliant about the Game of Thrones is how it uses fantasy to mirror history. Every tribe, house, and custom has a real world parallel. It's not just swords and dragons, it's about human nature, cycles of power, and the cost of legacy. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the blend of Game of Thrones and real world history, hit that like button, subscribe, like, and comment. In the next episode, we'll see how the seeds of war are planted and take a closer look at how the free cities echo ancient Mediterranean trade powers such as Carthage and Venice. Don't miss it. The next episode will be better than the first one. Winter is coming, but this channel isn't going to slow down or cool off anytime soon.